Can't believe it. I got held up in a work zone. They had one lane closed and the speed limit at 35 miles an hour. Oh, it burns me up.
Yeah, but those people are working with cars flying by at just a few feet away.
Come on, it doesn't look that dangerous to me.
Remember, how would you like it if someone drove through your workplace at 65 miles per hour? Work zone crews are just doing their job. Speed a little, lose a lot in work zones.
My husband was a flagger for New York State DOT, and he was struck and killed. My oldest is 16. He has a disability. Devin did everything with Gary, Daddy's little girl. And Alex is my little man, and he's just like Gary. I hope that people realize that they're just trying to make the roads better. They're doing their job, and they just want to go home at night. Please pay attention. Please be aware that there are people, not just equipment, not just cones. Thank you.
Defensive driving sounds like it is part of some sort of stunt driving course, but it's not. It's about understanding the dangers of driving and knowing how to avoid them, whether that means preparing your route, your car, or yourself. Here are 10 defensive driving practices to help you get safely from A to B. Number 1. Know where you are going. If you're going somewhere familiar, then you don't need to worry. However, if you're going somewhere new, you really should check the route. You have a few options here. You can go old school and use a traditional map, but that does make things a little difficult. Your best bet is to use an app. However, remember that apps are not always correct, so take care when following directions. Number 2. Weather and road conditions. You must pay special care if you're driving in poor weather for 2 reasons. Firstly, the weather can affect your visibility. For example, rain, snow, and fog can dramatically change how far you can see. And you also need to think about how the weather has affected the roads physically. A few days of rain mixed in with heavy traffic can make a small pothole measurably larger. If you can't see the surface of the road, drive slowly, even if there is no traffic to speak of. Number 3. Don't drive too close. Weather also affects how much stopping distance is required. Remember, stopping distance changes depending on the weather, the state of the road, visibility, and how tired you are. That's a lot to remember, but forgetting could be costly. To give you a few examples of how things dramatically change, if a car is traveling at 20 miles per hour, it needs about 3 car lengths to stop, 40 miles per hour requires 9 car lengths, and 70 miles per hour needs a staggering 24 car lengths. And that's in good conditions. Number 4. Nighttime driving. Defensive driving at night is more important than during the day. If you don't have to drive at night, it's probably best not to. However, if you need to drive, prepare yourself and your car. Knowing how to drive at night can save you a lot of trouble in the future. Firstly, make sure the windshield is clean so you can see as much as possible. Secondly, when driving, increase the distance between your car and the car in front. And don't put your lights on high beam or you'll dazzle oncoming drivers. And if you're tired, for goodness sake, stop. No destination is that important. Number 5. Do not use your phone. Whenever you are driving, you should always remember one thing. A car weighs over a ton and can kill in seconds. It is not a toy and should not be treated as one. So, treat driving with the respect it deserves. Defensive driving means not using your phone. A remarkable study from the UK showed that using a phone is more dangerous than drinking and driving because people are unaware of how much their phone is distracting them from driving safely. Number 6. Don't drink and drive. I think I should probably mention this one immediately so that you don't get some crazy idea that if using a phone is more dangerous than drinking under the influence, then drinking and driving is safe. It most certainly isn't. If you think you can drive just as well drunk as sober, you cannot. And when you get caught, you will not only lose your license, but you could lose your job. Also, getting a job will be a lot more difficult because drinking under the influence shows future employers that you are really bad at decision making. Number 7. Keep your cool. Defensive driving also means not losing your temper, no matter what happens. When you are driving and you have a near miss, keep things in perspective. After all, a near miss is still a miss. Be thankful that you didn't actually have an accident. Additionally, if you have an accident, especially if it's a minor accident, there is absolutely no need to lose your cool. Get out of your car, make sure everyone is alright, and then exchange insurance details and so on. Behaving well changes a serious incident into an incident. Number 8. Know your blind spots. Your car has many blind spots, but it is quite easy to eliminate most of them. The first thing is to make sure that your mirrors are correctly aligned. Before you start driving, adjust your rearview mirror and side mirrors so you can see in them properly. When you start driving, check your mirrors a second time so that you are sure you are using them at their optimums. However, do not really on them all the time. For example, when you're maneuvering into another lane, you need to look over your shoulder. Your side mirrors will not give you all the information you need. Number 9. Think about other drivers. You may be one of the best drivers in the world, but if the drivers all around you aren't, then you could still be in trouble. Defensive driving means being aware of what everyone else is doing around you, so you can react appropriately. For example, when approaching a junction, if a car is waiting to turn right, don't assume that the driver has seen you. Slow down just in case. And if there's a lot of traffic and you're driving slowly, why not let the driver out? Courteous drivers make roads safer for everyone. Number 10. Keep alert. Driving is a bit like golf. If you feel comfortable swinging a club, you're doing it wrong. In other words, if you're feeling relaxed and safe while you're driving, you're doing it wrong. In this situation, remember what you are in charge of. Don't forget that if your mind wanders, your speed may increase, and your stopping times will increase too. The UK government published figures a few years ago that said that a pedestrian hit at 20 miles per hour has a 10% chance of being killed. At 40 miles per hour, that 10% changes to 90%. Keep concentrating, no matter what. And there you have it. Driving requires maturity and responsibility. And defensive driving is all about maintaining your car, thinking about the conditions, driving calmly and sensibly, and reaching your destination in one piece.
Thanks, Laura. Well, people across the valley are packing up their cars today for a long holiday weekend, but before hitting the open road, there are 3 simple areas that you should check. ABC 15's Brandon Hamilton joins us with an expert and more.
We are joined by Frank Leutz, the CEO of Desert Car Care of Chandler. How are you, sir?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
You've got the mechanics gloves on. You're ready to dive in, aren't you?
Absolutely.
We've got a beautiful 2012 Honda Accord here in studio. Look at that brand new looking engine. That engine is ready to hit the road for this July 4th weekend, but if your car is not ready to hit the road, you need to get it ready. So let's talk about a couple of tips.
That's right. We've got our GPS. We've got, diapers for our kids and snacks, but has our car been checked out? I say scrutinize the road trip inspection like you would your daughter's first date. So tires.
Love it. Take it serious. Tires. Start with tires.
Now listen, these tires appear to have some good tread, right? And we want to check these tires out every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, every oil change, because look what's hiding.
Oh no.
Steel belt exposed. Listen, 10% of the accidents that will occur this weekend are attributed from bad tires. Get your tires checked out. Look at this. This is another blowout. Again, the tread looks really good. In fact, this almost looks newer. Now, on this particular occasion, customer that had this vehicle, there was a vibration at freeway speeds.
Wow.
They ignored it, and this was a tire defect, and you see how that just came apart. So check those tires, tires.
That is not the bang that you want to hear this weekend. You want to hear fireworks, not your tire
all the way,
explosion.
exactly.
All right, batteries.
So listen, batteries, have these guys tested 2-3 times a year, and I will tell you, I'll forewarn you, 2.5 years and above age on a battery. Get them replaced. Regardless, don't wait. It's like the light bulb in your closet. It works every time till you get in there.
Absolutely.
Right? And so specifically when we're looking at these batteries, you can see this acid buildup here.
Yikes.
That's a sign that this battery is sulfating. It's bloated. It's not a dietary condition, okay? The battery needs to be replaced. Here's another sample here. So you want to make sure your battery is a good 12.5 volts. every oil surface, get it tested. And if it's over 2.5 years old, don't delay. Get it replaced. Now, hoses, radiator hoses, like the circulatory system in your body, these guys circulate coolant. So we don't want them to be bloated. You see around this clamp surface how it's bloated on the edge?
Does not look healthy.
And look at the nasty inside of there. So listen, every 50 to 60,000 miles, right, you want to change out your radiator hoses. It is crucial. We want them
feed
to
your
look...
car more fruits and vegetables, right?
That's it,
Something
exactly.
like that.
Fibrous-like. Show the vehicle love that the vehicle deserves, absolutely. Now, belts. These guys are really important. They circulate all the pulleys, your AC compressor. We sure don't want our AC going down, right? So look at this belt. We don't need a belt that's cracked. Change that belt. You see? Look at all these cracks. These cracks are going to come apart.
Yikes,
Just
that's
peel them
not
out.
good.
We want a nice surface on our belt to look like that.
That looks beautiful. What a beautiful belt that is.
Fashionable.
You can use it on your
belt couture
pants and your car.
Now,
real quick, that cool kit there.
This is really cool. Listen, you've got stuff packed in your trunk. You've got your spare tire jack. Now listen, you'll be everybody's hero if you have one of these. You can jump start your vehicle. This is made by Rockford, about $120. You can jump start your vehicle from this portable device. Keep that inside the vehicle. Look, you're everybody's friend because you've got all these little charging devices, Apple, smartphone, whatever you have. It's good to go.
You show up to a 4th of July party with that, you're going to be the hit. Frank
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
My
Desert
pleasure.
Car